So we've got another Icon SBC, and to be honest, it's actually pretty decent. We've finally got, at least what I remember, the first Icon player pick that has everything. Now, it is a 1 of 3, so, I mean, there's still room for it not to be great. I haven't looked at anybody else's yet, so let me know in the comment section below, was this a big dub or not? In terms of the pricing for it then, this is where it can always get a little bit more interesting, because when we look at it, it doesn't look terrible to start with until you start opening them. So when we look at the SBCs, we've got it coming in at 370. This has a real big chance to be terrible, or it has got a real big chance to be good, and that's all I need to be able to open it. So if you're looking for coins, head to the description of the video, have a look at U7, click go to site, and you'll be transported straight to the coin page for FC25. There is plenty of mounts, and we know full well that U7 are the cheapest, safest, reliablest coins that you can get out there. Once selected your product, click buy, and you'll also be given a newcomer an extra bonus per time. Then obviously head over to the discount, type in JT11 for your discount code, and you'll be able to get that lovely 8% off every single time. And there is also massive creators that are on screen that are also affiliated with U7 Buy. And if that's not enough to convince you, there is lots of different reviews that you can go on Trustpilot and have a look for yourselves. Safe, reliable, and fast. We have got this, and to be honest, this is what this was made for. Seeing what we can get. You've obviously got Winter Wildcard, Centurions, you've got Thunderstruck, and you've got base normal icons. We'll go first one middle, Perlo. I mean, it's a great rating. Might not be the greatest in terms of kind of price. We then have Larm. Okay, we're seeing a theme of base here. And, oh, you know, that isn't terrible. What are we going? Ession's price. I'd imagine it's probably a lot lower than what I've got in my head. 71. Yeah, a lot lower than what I've got in my head. Perlo's coming in at 114, and I'm assuming Larm's around the 70 as well. So, I mean, it's not awful. It's not necessarily the worst, but I mean, it is 270k cheaper than what I expected. We will go for rating just because purely I don't need any of them in the midfield anyway. But there is the chance to keep grinding these out. They are repeatable. The other thing is we do have the mixed heroes as well. That can be done with 86, 5 and 4. To be fair, has got a pretty good shot at something decent as well. That one is going to be mixed. It's going to be 1 of 4, base, prime, trackstar, and winter wildcards. Now, for me, that is going to be a pretty decent one in itself as well. So whilst I'm just grinding, we'll kind of talk about the icon one and kind of what you want to do, because as much as you can grind out unlimited amount of them, 100%, you can keep grinding them out until you're blue in the face, and you just get what you're given from it. And some people will get really good, some people not so much. It is naturally as much as that, you can often get some decent packs from it. I can imagine there's already pics on Twitter now of people getting 3 winter wildcard absolute gems, and that is the whole point. It is the gamble side of it. Now, obviously, we've got someone like Jarzinho who is in an SBC at the moment at 1.8 mil, and more than likely during Team of the Year, we will have so many top end ones. It's going to be unreal. So there is going to be lots and lots of choice that you can go with, and hopefully this is the start of kind of like giving us something, because all of these can be grinded until the start of Team of the Year, and then it's kind of taken over with a little bit of kind of fodder going into more of the Team of the Year icon upgrades. So naturally, you want to be careful with what you're actually putting in, because you don't want to be giving up every single bit of your fodder to then not have any ready for Team of the Year, because I guarantee they're going to give us a lot of SBCs, and this is the kind of point that they try and do. They sucker you in with one really good player pick that you can just keep going with, and that's all they need you to do. They don't need you to do anything else, because once you get to Team of the Year, that FOMO of I need to be doing them packs always kicks in. Every single year, I'll do the exact same. I won't save that many packs, and it'll just be, oh, well, I could just go buy a couple of packs. And it's all they need. They need 10 people to do that, and they've got you absolutely on a string. So definitely make sure that you are grinding out for the right reasons. If obviously you're trying to get an icon, a hero that is well worth the price, then obviously go for it. Like there is no reason not to. When it comes to, I knew I did the wrong one. When it comes to being able to do these in an unlimited sort of way, there's plenty of chance. The only thing with the icon one specifically that's going to be that little bit harder is the 89 rated squad. That's going to be the real tough one to try and get done. Let's have a look at this hero one, see if we get anything better. I do like the 1 of 4. We're going to get Forlan to start with. We're going to get Ricardo Carvalho. We're going to get Abide Pele, nice, and a little one in Dudek. Now, I think Abide Pele is going to be the better one here in terms of price. Abide Pele, 70,000, is that it? Is Forlan worth any more? Heroes have really dropped. I know they've got a better version, so it is going to be Abide Pele that we probably choose. How much is this SBC coming in at, actually? This one's coming in at 123. So to be fair, actually, I can imagine Carvalho and Dudek are probably in the Forlan category as well of price. So we actually probably got quite lucky, and it could be worth an upgrade later on down the line. He is a 4-4 as well. So it is going to be, by the looks of it, very much a look what you can get. Like it is going to be, I get this and that, and that's kind of it. It's not necessarily going to be guaranteed great fodder. You also do get some packs back from it, but grinding out a lot of these players is by doing the campaign mix, by doing any of the upgrades they give us, even some of the players. If you look at some of the player of the months that don't necessarily cost too much, if we look at a lot of the 1 SBC players, if there's any left, you've got someone like Wizard that you could complete. Guendouzi is probably a bit too much to complete to put straight into an SBC. But you've got, 86 is not the greatest, is it? Isaac's 88 with 3, 2. So they haven't even really given us many fodder players either. It's mainly because the 89 rated squad is the most difficult. It's not an easy one to complete because there is so many upgrades that just don't get all the way up to the 89. Hence why they did give us, I'm pretty sure, this pack yesterday. I saw Nepenfez talk about it, and I don't know if it's here still, but hopefully it is. And it was like an 89 times 5. So we will see if it's here still. I can imagine it's at the end. So we've got 12, 1, 4, 75s, 1 with 25, 24, 20 84s, 15 84s, a base icon, and 50 80s. What was the 88 player pick? Was that just a 1 of 3? It might have just been a global limit then. By the looks of it, it could just be tandem pack. It might come back during kind of the next one provision. So I did see that he got like an 89 times 5. So I can imagine that is going to be like a promo pack that comes out like every hour or so. So that is something that they did do, and it was predominantly probably to get the fodder ready for this. Plus then you have got all the specials. There is a chance as well if you wanted to use an Evo. For instance, we got the Monster Mentality yesterday, which wasn't necessarily the greatest Evo in the world. It is a free one, but you could obviously go with this and put it into an 87, a random gold, do the Evo for the 5 matches. You've got yourself another free 89. You could use a Saliba, you could use anyone who's 87, even if you used a De Jong. I know we've just used quite a few of the 87s in there. So you could go ahead and use one of them and then obviously get them to the 89, which just gives you that little bit extra fodder room. It's always a possibility if you are trying to grind it out for as little as possible. When it comes to grinding these a lot, I wouldn't. I would only do a couple at best and kind of stop with them. Unless you do get somebody crazy, then you might have a bit more room to do a bit more. But even then, stop whilst you're ahead, to be honest. There is obviously the base and Centurions that do come in a little bit cheaper as well. That one's pretty good, but it is the fact that you get the Winter Wildcard and Thunderstruck. Whether you actually get them, seeing as though we got 3 bases, is down to another question, because we got 3 base and then we got 4 base heroes as well. So whether they're coded to be heavily reliant on them is a big question. So it is all about doing your daily golds, doing your league SBCs, then any upgrades, player picks that do come out, player packs, and if you're not holding for team of the year, just opening what you can. Hopefully getting lucky on the 89s, maybe having to buy a couple of them. I don't know if they are necessarily too expensive, but if you go down to, I think it's under SBC's cheapest player by rating, 89s at the moment are about 17k a pop. So if you needed to buy a couple, you could even just go for a 90 or even get a Rodri for a 91 and just extend that value, because everything is relatively cheap at the moment. It's not necessarily expensive and is grindable to some extent for a high amount. Now, whether you make all of your profits back, you might lose a little bit, but you get these packs that you can obviously sell. Anything else that you are getting that's tradable, I would suggest selling as well. And you know full well with this icon pack, basically 85s and below can go into anything else. So you can finish your campaign pick, you can finish some, even your heroes, to be honest. You can finish obviously a lot of the player SBCs, and it's just the big players that do need to go into that upgrade. Other than that, let me know down below what you get out of it. I'm very interested to see if it is a lot of just base, and more than likely Uzia, Inception, all of them will have big videos on it ready to kind of go through 20, 50 of them, and we can kind of see what the drop rate is and see are they really worth grinding heavily before Team of the Year. Let me know your thoughts though, and I'll catch you all for the next one. Peace.